Hi, Chit Chatters. This is Chit Chat with Michelle. It's Michelle again. Okay, you won't believe this. Those parent sayings that I put on there, I was going to throw away my paper, and I was looking at it. I have a whole nother list. So let's go through this real quick. This is Parenting Sayings Part 3. Okay. I know my hair's a little funky, but I'm not. Maybe I'll just take it down. Okay, so Part 3. Here we go. And these are probably the most popular ones. First one, money doesn't grow on trees. How do you teach your kids that? Especially when other kids think it does. Yeah, your money does not grow on trees, people. Wouldn't that be great if it did? We used to say this all the time in the 80s. Here's a quarter, call somebody who cares. Do you remember when we had payphones? Yeah, I remember working at McDonald's one time, and I did not do this, by the way. It was somebody else who I worked with. A customer came through and complained, and honest to God, this guy threw the quarter out the window at them and said, there's a quarter, call somebody who cares. You shouldn't do that to customers, but anyway, they did. If your friend jumped off a bridge, are you going to do it too? I say this a lot, and I tell my child a lot, do not be a follower. Who wants to be a follower? Everybody wants to wear the same clothes. Everyone wants the same haircut. That's boring, people. Do not follow other people. Think for yourselves. Do not just base something on what somebody else said. Do your research. Okay. Oh, I think I said this before because I said so. My mother used to say it all the time. I really try not to say that to my child. But you probably heard it. What about this one? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I have to admit, I have said this before to my child. He thinks something's going to happen. Mom, what if? It's always these what if. Okay, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Oh, this is very popular. Not only is it popular now with my generation, but my parents and my grandparents. When I was your age... So yeah, I find myself saying this more and more now as I get older. Well, when I was your age, this is what milk costs this much. When I was your age and I graduated, gas was 99 cents. So it is funny because I talk to other moms and parents about this and they're like, oh my gosh, I find myself saying that too. How many times did your parents, like you tripped, your fall, and you're looking for all this comfort, and your parents like, you'll live. My parents did that all the time. Like my parents had a rental house, and they had a creek behind it. I remember one time I was running, and my mom's like, come here, and I broke my knee open. My dad's like, we should take her for stitches. But, of course, mom's like, no, hey, she'll live. We'll duct tape it. They duct taped it. I'm still here, people. So, yeah, and I think this is also, I only had an only child, and so I'm, like, very, very cautious, and, you know, both my sisters had multiple kids, and by the second and third one, you're like, psh, you know, like the first time, you're like, no, don't eat that cherry off the floor. By, like, the fifth one, you're like, hey, that's lunch for you. There you go. Yeah, so, yeah, we all say it. Oh, God, I hate this. I don't know if I've ever used this on my kid, but I used to get this. I used to get paddling a lot. And I remember my mother would always say, it hurts me more than it hurts you. I don't think so. My butt's the one that's sore, not yours. Anyway, I don't think I've ever said, I do understand it, though. Like sometimes the punishment, you're like, oh, I hate to do this, but you have to learn your lesson. So I kind of get it, but I don't think I've ever said that to my child. What about when you're at the dinner table and you don't want to eat your veggies and somebody's starving in a third world country, you better eat your veggies. Somebody's starving. You better eat it. And here's the thing. I was raised this way and I'm overweight. And so I try to tell my child, you don't have to eat it, but you do have to try it. And I have been in like India where I went to like a Pizza Hut or something like that. And our driver, I was done, and you know how you don't eat your crust and you have some Coke left? The driver's like, can I take this out and give it to the kids outside? And I was like, what? And he's like, they've never tried this. And I'm like, I ate off of that. And they were like, no, but you know, these kids, this would be a real treat for them. And and of course then we bought a whole nother pizza also and had it taken out. But they really enjoyed that. And so there are kids starving in third world countries who we are so blessed we have no idea. So that is a true statement, but it's a harmful statement and it's a good statement. The truth is, it's a truthful statement. The harmful statement is then it makes us overeat. And just because we're eating it doesn't make us thinner, doesn't make us healthier. So, yeah. So, parents, we need to watch saying that. Oh my God. Okay, this is my final one. True story. Can't make this up. You better stop or I'll pull this car over. Now, how many times has your parents said that to you? Well, my sisters and I had a paper route. And we had a station wagon. If you don't know what a station wagon is for your youngsters, it's like a car with an extended back. So we would put the tailgate down and we sit on it and we go deliver the papers. And three girls were always arguing. My mom pushed on that brake so hard the tailgate flipped up. We flew inside and Mom's like, "Get out of the car." And we're like, "Wait, what?" Like we're like 2 miles from home. With all these papers to deliver. She's like, "Get out of the car. You're arguing, get out of the car." And we literally had to get out of the car, hold the papers, and we had to all make that like 2-mile run back home. I don't think these days we would do it, but I'm telling you, back then, when Mom said something, she meant it. So when you say, don't make me pull this car over, I've had that happen to me. But here's what I have to say about parenting is follow through. That's one thing my mother did. If she told you something, she's going to follow through on that. If she said she's going to bust your butt because you did this, you better watch out because here it's coming. And just like, watch it, I'll pull this car over. She will have done it. And truthfully, you only have to follow through a few times on that. And your kid will know. Like one time I took my son to McDonald's. He must have been 6. You know how they have that playland? Anyway, he was up in the playland. And I'm like, "It's time to go." "I'm not going." And I said, "Fine. I'm leaving without you." So he went back up, played in the playland. And now the way this McDonald's was, there was the playland, but right outside there's glass doors, I walked out. I could still see my child the entire time, so don't think I'm a bad parent. I'm not the best parent, but I'm not the worst parent. So I walked out, and my son freaked out. He thought I was going to leave him. And when he came out, "Oh, mommy, like, don't leave me." And so anyway, needless to say, he never did that again. When I said, "Hey, it's time to go, or I will leave you here," he believed me. So things like that. Follow through, parents. But some of these things, as you parent and you get older, and it's funny because you become your parents. Oh my gosh. So anyway, chit chatters, this is part 3 of parent sayings. So hey, subscribe. Please have your friends subscribe and share. And I want you to not only share, but I want you to enjoy, and I want you to leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. What do you think I should talk about? What did your parents say? Once again, was it true? Was it not true? Did you finally get something out of it? Okay, love you. Talk to you later. Take care.